Welcome to today's practice. So we're just going to run through a short breathing practice, which you can do either laying down or seated, whatever feels more comfortable for you. So if you're laying down, you might like a blanket on top of you, or maybe a pillow or bolster underneath your head or underneath the knees. And if you're seated, you might like to sit up onto a block or a bolster or a blanket just to give a little bit more space throughout the body. So pause this, find a nice comfortable position that works for you, and then come back. All right, so once you've found a comfortable position, just take a few little wriggles around, a few movements, maybe move the arms in and out, maybe a little bit of movement through the hips or the spine, just to find a really nice comfortable position for you. And then if it feels okay to do so, just softly closing down the eyes. And if you're laying down, just let your whole body sink down into the floor. From head to toe, the whole body becomes heavy. The whole body sinks into the floor beneath you. And if you're seated, let the tailbone really ground down into your support, into the ground beneath you. And let each of the legs soften and melt towards the floor. And maybe sitting up a little bit taller through the spine, only as much as still feels restful. And then we'll all go ahead and take a big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll do that one more time. Big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And then you can stay as you are, just like this, and settle in a little bit more. Or keeping the eyes soft or fully closed, you can bring your palms together, just out in front of you or above you if you're lying down. And just start to rub the palms back and forth. And start to create a little bit of warmth and a little bit of energy between the hands. And then once you've started to feel a little bit of warmth, a little bit of friction build between the hands, you can go ahead and place the hands onto your heart space. Let the weight of the hands sink into the body. Notice that sensation of energy connecting from hands to heart space. And then you can go ahead and take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let the hands sink into the heart space. One more time. Big breath in. Notice the heart space lift a little bit. Big breath out. And once you've taken that breath, softly release the hands. Bring the palms back together. And gently rub the palms back and forth a few more times. Generating a little bit more warmth and energy between the hands. And then when you feel that starting to build again, you can take the hands and place the hands onto your belly space. Let the weight of the hands sink onto the belly. Notice that sensation of the energy that you created between the hands. Connect from hands to belly space. Take a big breath in. And a big breath out. One more time, big breath in. Big breath out. We'll stay here for one more round. Take a big breath in. And then a big breath out. You can either keep hands onto the belly, or if you want to just let the hands lay in the lap, or the arms come by the side. So you can do that as well, and then softening the eyes back down. And just start to tune into the breath as you breathe in and out. Just watching the breath as the breath enters the body and space is created. And then watching the breath as it leaves the body and all of the spaces draw back in. Take one more round just watching the breath. Then we're going to go ahead and start to count the breath. I'm going to count in for a count of 4 and then count out for a count of 4 as well. So on your next breath in, breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 4, 3, 2, 1. And then continuing with that rhythm, that count for a few more rounds just in your own time. And if you lose count or the mind wanders, just bring yourself back to that inhale for 4, exhale for 4. So just moving through a few more rounds at your own pace. And you may even notice here whether there feels like there's more ease on the inhale, or whether there's more ease on the exhale, or maybe they feel quite similar. And once you start to settle into that breath of in for 4, out for 4, that starts to feel a little bit more comfortable. Start to play with extending that exhale. The inhale will stay as a count of 4. But on your next exhale, play with a count of 5. So you breathe in for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then again, taking a few rounds with your own breath, your own time. And if that exhale of 5 strains the breath at all, just release it, come back to that inhale for 4, exhale for 4. And then once you move through a few rounds and that exhale for 5 starts to feel a little bit more comfortable, again, the invitation to play with extending that exhale a little more. If you're wanting to have a go at that, on your next breath in, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then moving through a few rounds in your own time with your own breath. Again, you can release that count of 6, come back, pull back at any time. Otherwise, inhaling for 4, exhaling for 6 for a few rounds here. And then once you've moved through a few rounds, you can stay there, or again, you can play with extending for another count. So you could breathe in for 4, and then breathe out for 7. You'll be breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving through a few rounds with your own breath. And again, you can stay with that count to 7. Or if you want to play with that extension, you could move to inhale for 4 and then exhale for double the length. So exhale for 8. So if you want to have a go at that, it'll be breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathing out 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just moving through a few rounds with your own breath, choosing a count that works for you. So that might be staying with inhale for 4, exhale for 8, or it might be pulling back a count or 2, or maybe even pulling right back to inhale for 4, exhale for 4. Just moving through a few rounds with whatever works best for you here. We'll take another 3 to 5 rounds. And taking one more round. And then when you finish that round, softly releasing that count, and just take a few breaths, a few moments without anchoring into that count, and just see how that feels, see what happens there. You can keep the eyes soft or eyes closed. Notice what happens with the mind without that anchor, without that count. Notice if there's any sensations that arise. Notice any shifts in your breath or your state of being. And just taking another few more breaths there. And then, like we did before, bringing your palms together, either in front of you or above you. And just starting to rub the palms back and forth a few times. And then once you start to feel a little bit of heat, a little bit of energy starting to build, you can go ahead and place your hands all over the eyes, just gently cupping the eyes. If you're laying down, let the weight of the hands sink into the face. And if you're seated, let the weight of the head sink into the hand. Take a full breath in and out here. And then keeping the eyes closed, gently separate the fingers, let a little bit of light back in. Take a full breath in, full breath out. And then keeping the hands where they are, gently open the eyes back up. Let the light flicker back in. Take a full breath in, full breath out. And then you can softly remove the hand. You can stay here for as long as you need, or you might be ready to bring a little bit of movement back into the body and go back into your day or night. Thank you for joining me.